Hi everybody, welcome to another video. We want to have a look at syllables. The question is, what is a syllable? Now, a syllable can be defined as a unit of phonemes. Remember, phonemes are sounds. So a unit of phonemes with only one vowel sound. This is important, only one vowel sound. And there could be some consonants or not, so with or without consonants. Let's have a look at some examples. We have, for example, the word air. And here I always write down now the transcript because we go by sound. So air only consists of the diphthong air. So that is already a syllable and also a word. Or care, here we have air with a k, so there's a consonant with it. Again, it's a word with just one syllable. Or we have ear, and again, this is a diphthong, or of course here with h, with the consonant. Again, this is just one syllable because all of those have only one vowel sound. Diphthongs, remember, are classified as one sound. So this is our definition, and it's very important to remember that we talk about sounds and not letters. So don't get confused by the spelling. We are talking about sounds, and I will always give you the phonemic transcript so that it's very clear that there's only one vowel sound per syllable. So let's have a look at some more examples, because some words consist exactly of one syllable. I just showed you some examples. Here are some more. For example, do. U is the vowel sound here. Home. Here we have O, another diphthong. Or sleep. Here the long E is the vowel sound. You can see there are some consonants within the syllable, and they're all exactly one syllable because there's only one vowel sound. Here are some more example words, all consisting of exactly one syllable. And I've given you some nouns, verbs, adjectives, and then a little collection of words that belong to other groups. Let's have a look. Life. Here we have I. Love. Ah. Then our two verbs. Make. Here A is the vowel sound. Cook with U, that is our vowel sound. And then two adjectives. Fast, here we have a long A. Slow, here we have O, a diphthong. So don't think, oh, but there are two symbols, two vowel symbols. Yes, but they form a diphthong, so they only count as one. And then we have that, a, and another a, and from, o. Now I've written the last three down in their full form, not their weak form. Usually you hear them in their weak form. I just written them down in their full form for this example. And those are linking words, and from is also an adverb, and that is a determiner. So you can see there are lots of different words in the English language that consist only of one syllable. But of course, there are many words with more syllables. Let's have a look at some words with two syllables. For example, city. So we have city. Winter, I, and then at the end the schwa, e. Shopping, o and I. Easy, I and I. Orange, o and I. Because, I and o. And then about, the schwa again, and ow, another diphthong. And the dot that I put in the middle, you can see this little orange full stop. that is to show you where the syllable boundary is. So for example, in the first word, the first syllable is si and the second syllable is ti. Or in the second word, the first syllable is win and the second syllable is ta. And this is important when we move on to words that are even longer. So every time you see this dot, it marks the syllable boundary. Now here are some words with 3 syllables now. You can see I have again written down the phonemic transcript, but this time I only highlighted the diphthongs, okay, to make sure that you know these are really diphthongs and they're classified as one sound. The rest of the vowels I did not highlight, but they are obviously in the words. Let's see if we can find them. First word, beautiful, we have beautiful. So u, I, a. Next word, dangerous, consists of dangerous. Then we have discussion, discussion. Next up, studying, studying. Then we have carefully, carefully. And the last one is understand, understand. You can see some of the syllables have quite a lot of consonants. For example, understand, the third syllable stand consists of just one vowel, of course, but 4 consonant sounds. So it's quite a lot of sounds, but still they only form 1 syllable. And then of course some are incredibly short. Before we just had a word like about, where you had a full syllable only consisting of the schwa a. So they can really vary in length. That's important to remember. Syllables sound so short, but some of them can be quite long. One important thing to remember is the spelling does not help. If you want to find out how many syllables a word has, don't get distracted by the spelling. You really have to listen to the sounds. And ideally, you look at the phonemic transcript. But of course, if you don't know what the phonemic transcript is, or you don't have access to a dictionary where you can look it up, then there are other ways of finding out, and we'll have a look at them in a moment. Why is the spelling not helpful? Well, because some vowel letters are silent. So for example, in the word love, we have O and E in spelling, so that looks like 2 vowels, but the final E is silent. And so really this word only consists of 1 vowel sound. Yes, 2 vowel letters, but only 1 vowel sound. So don't get that confused, it's important. So let's have a look at the first method you can use to find out how many syllables there are in a word. And this method I call the hand-chin method. So you need your hand and your chin. You have to put your hand under your chin and you say the word, and every time your chin touches your hand, that really means there's 1 syllable. And that is not by magic, of course, that is because our mouth opens a little bit more when we pronounce a vowel sound. Let's just try this out and see if it works. So we have a couple of words here. I'm going to say the first one. Do. Exactly 1 very gentle touch. Let's say the next one. City. Again, 2 touches. And the last one. Happiness. 3 touches. Now, I think this works quite well, but it doesn't necessarily work for everyone, and especially when the word is longer, you might find, I'm not sure, is it 3, is it 4 now? So there are other methods that are a little bit more reliable and probably yield a very correct result. So let's have a look at the next method, and this is just the clapping method. So use your 2 hands to clap the syllables out. You might have done this as a child in primary school with your teacher. Let's do this again together with the same words. Only this time I added a really long word as well. So first word, do. One clap, one syllable. City. Two claps, two syllables. Now you might think, okay, but could I not just say city? You could, but hopefully there is an inherent rhythm in you that wants to add a second clap. This method works very well for musical people who have natural rhythm. Let's do the next one. Beautiful. You have to say the words a little bit slower. Go back into school mode, okay? Into child mode. Beautiful. There we go. 3 syllables. And the next word, multicultural, much longer, apparently 5 syllables. Let's see if we can clap them out. Multicultural. There we go, 5 syllables. Now there is another method. This is my favorite method. I call it the robot voice method. Now, what is that all about? You now have to imagine that you are a robot and you have to speak like a robot. And it works really well. If you don't know what a robot sounds like, watch Star Trek again, listen to some of the robots in there, and follow my example. So here are a number of words again, okay? Let's do that. Come. First word, really easy. You don't really see my robot voice yet. In fact, let me just say speak like a robot in robot voice for you. Speak like a robot. There you go. No intonation, it's a robot voice. Let's do that for the rest of the words. Table, 2 syllables. Next one. Vegetables, 3 syllables. This is a word a lot of people mispronounce and say vegetables, but that second E is silent. It's vegetables or vegetables in robot voice. Then we have another word, usually, 4 syllables. Usually. There we go, 4 syllables. And again, multicultural. Multicultural, 5 syllables. Okay, try this out yourself. It's a lot of fun. And I personally think this is the best method because you clearly hear the syllables and you can just count along. Now, there are some words with many syllables in English, and you might have wondered watching this video what some words are with a lot of syllables. Are there words with 7 or 8 syllables? Yes, there are incredibly long words actually in English, only that we don't use them as often. So let's have a look at some. I picked out some that I thought you might have heard before. They are a little bit more common than some of the other words that I found when I was doing my research here. So 2 words with 7 syllables. First of all, we have geopolitically. So geopolitically. So 7 syllables here, geopolitically. And then we have artificiality from artificial. We added some suffixes here to make artificiality. And so let's count that again. Artificiality. Again, 7 syllables. And maybe you've heard this in connection with apps that are, using artificial intelligence, or in politics for geopolitically. And then we have 2 more words with 8 syllables. I'm pretty sure you've heard my first example, heterosexuality. So here we have 8 syllables, heterosexuality. 8 syllables long. And this is not a common word, but I'm pretty sure you have heard it before. And then another word, this is really long. Here we have incomprehensibility. Now, you probably remember the word comprehend, and then you know words ending in ity are nouns, and words starting with in form the opposite. So it can help sometimes a little bit to get the meaning. So this is when you don't understand something, but it's the noun. So incomprehensibility, 8 syllables. Incomprehensibility. 8 syllables. I've counted along. Now the question is, what is the longest word in English? Now I really wanted to find out and put this in this video. I thought it would be fun, a fun fact. And have a look here. This long word in orange is the longest word in the English language. It consists of 19 syllables and 45 letters. And this is not a joke. This really is a word. You probably wonder, what on earth does it mean? Now, there is of course a meaning to it. First of all, it is a noun and it is describing a lung disease caused by inhaling fine ash or sand dust or both. Now, when you look at the word, obviously at first it probably just looks like a joke. It's not a joke, I promise it is a word. And now that you had a look at the meaning, you can actually find parts of within the word, some syllables that give you a little hint to the meaning. And I just wanted to point this out because the first part of the word is pneumo, exactly. And now that we had a lot of COVID in the news, you might remember that pneumo or pneumonia is really a disease with the lungs. So this is talking about the lungs. Then there's also the word microscopy in there, and microscopy really talks about tiny things, right? A microscope looks at things that are very small. And then we also have the word volcano in there. Now, volcanoes are of course to do with fire, rock, lava, and ash. And have a look again here at the meaning. A lung disease caused by inhaling fine ash and sand dust. So microscopy and then volcano. And then the last part, osis, that usually indicates that a word is a noun and very often a medical term. So that means you can really look at long words that you don't know, see if there are parts within the word that you might know the meaning of, and you can often make an educated guess as to what the word means. Now, I'm sure you're wondering if I'm going to say what this word sounds like when you pronounce it. I'm going to try. I tried many times. Please be patient with me. It's very long and difficult, but let's try, okay? So, pneumomicroscopisilicovolcanoconiosis. I'm not sure this is right. I'm not sure I really said it properly. That was 19 syllables long, but you can have a look online and you can find an artificial voice saying the word for you. I hope you enjoyed that fun fact. Now it's time to test yourself. How many syllables are in this sentence? A sunny walk by the sea is my favorite Saturday afternoon activity. Pause the video, say the sentence again in robot voice, or use one of the other two methods, and count the syllables. And the answer is 22 syllables. Here you can see them. A sunny walk by the sea is my favorite Saturday afternoon activity. 22 syllables in total.